House Oversight Committee and the Government Reform Committee and the Committee on House Administration. Everybody, Representative Jamie Raskin.
Good morning, protesters. Good morning, United for Maryland. Good morning, Washingtonians and Virginians. Good morning, patriots all. I haven't seen you guys since the climate march. We gotta stop meeting like this. Or we can't stop meeting like this until we get rid of the occupant of the White House. Ladies and gentlemen, look, we stand in the literal shadow of the Washington Monument, which was built to commemorate the first American president who they said could not tell a lie. But today we stand in the political shadow of the Trump Hotel. Which is a monument to the first American president who cannot tell the truth, ever. I call it the Washington Emolument. Just 4 blocks from here, a monument to private greed and foreign government payoffs. Out here, this is what democracy looks like. The Trump Hotel, that's what plutocracy looks like. You know, this week, Trump pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement. Trump says climate change is a hoax perpetrated on the Americans by the Chinese. Now, if you read the intelligence agency report prepared by 17 of our own intelligence agencies, you know the truth. Donald Trump is the hoax perpetrated on the Americans by the Russians. But you know, we're here in a nonpartisan spirit today, so I want to start on a bipartisan note by invoking our last great Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, who spoke of government of the people, by the people, and for the people. My friends, the ship of state is not on a steady course in America. We are foundering, we are careening. This administration has no vision and no goals because you cannot run the government of the United States on lies and propaganda. Constitutional democracy depends on the truth. The truth is why we have due process and jury trials. The truth is why Congress has oversight power over the president. The truth is why we have frequent popular elections. It's why our officials swear an oath to the Constitution. It's why we cannot accept presents, emoluments, offices, and titles from foreign princes, kings, and governments. The truth is why we have the freedom of speech, and it's why we have freedom of press. And we know that a free press is not the enemy of the people. It is the people's best friend, and it is a tyrant's worst enemy. This is our government, and the people have the right to all of the facts that relate to it. The author of the First Amendment, James Madison, said, "A popular government without popular information or the means of acquiring it is nothing but a prologue to a farce or a tragedy or perhaps both. A people who mean to be their own governors must arm themselves with the power that knowledge gives." Now we know Vladimir Putin is conducting active measure operations to destabilize liberal democracies and promote his brand of oligarchy and corruption all over the world. Brexit was part of it. Support for the right-wing Wilders in the Netherlands was part of it. In France, they hacked and trashed Macron in a bid to elect the right-wing immigrant-bashing Marine Le Pen. Orban's Hungary, Duterte's Philippines, Assad's Syria, the recent chaos in Venezuela. All the despots, dictators, and kleptocrats have found each other, and Vladimir Putin is the ringleader of the unfree world. But Putin's biggest and arguably most successful operation was right here in the USA with the election of Donald Trump. Back in the Foreign Office in Moscow, they're still celebrating their disruption of our election. Back in the Home Office, they're still celebrating the disruption of our election. They hacked and spied on the DNC. They hacked and spied on the DCCC, on members of Congress. Their paid spies and trolls practice not only cyber espionage, but cyber sabotage. They tried to hack into state election websites. Their saboteurs successfully orchestrated a sequence of propaganda leaks which dominated election coverage in the US for months. They designed a campaign of fake news to undermine Hillary Clinton, who is reviled by Putin because she challenged the human rights situation in Russia. They interfered in our election. They interfered in our election. And did it make the difference? Well, we don't know. It's impossible to say. The Watergate break-in may or may not have cost George McGovern the election, but it was a crime nonetheless and an attack on our democratic institutions. The Russians interfered in our election. Now that fact alone is enough to justify Congress appointing an independent, nonpartisan expert commission to determine what happened and why in the 2016 election and to make recommendations to prevent a repeat in 2020. But now the evidence goes even beyond that of Russian subversion. There is a strong possibility that key actors in the Trump campaign and the Trump family collaborated and colluded with the campaign to throw our election. What are the clues that we have? Well, Trump's national security advisor, Michael Flynn, was paid tens of thousands of dollars in 2015 by Russia-funded propaganda media and had extensive undisclosed contacts with Putin's inner circle. Trump was forced to fire Flynn after he knowingly failed to disclose even the tip of the iceberg of his contacts with the Russians, including Ambassador Kislyak, who has been described as Russia's top spy.